Ciao everyone and welcome back to a new episode of Learn Italian with Songs. Today we are going to talk about La mia parola by Shablo featuring Gue, Joshua and Tormento. Moment of pause because first my voice it is what it is, and second because there are many people involved in this song. So these jokes aside, this is actually one of my favorite songs of Sanremo 2025. And we have so many people in this song because it is a collab, basically. The actual participant in Sanremo 2025 was Shablo, but Shablo, being a composer, needed some voices. Hi, Gaston. Needed some voices and so decided to ask for some help to Gue, Joshua and Tormento, who are three rappers. It is like there is also a mix of soul because of Joshua. I love his voice, by the way. And also hip hop. Okay. And in fact, usually I start by translating the title. And in this case, the translation is my word, la mia parola. And then usually I try to quote a statement by the artist or the artist, because like in this case, sometimes we have several people. Well, in this case, I didn't manage to find any statement concerning the song. Before the beginning of the festival, the artists were quite clear about not wanting to spoiler anything, so they didn't say much on purpose. And even after, I didn't find any specific interview or anything, probably because either they wanted to leave some room for interpretation or because they think that the song is quite clear. I personally think that the point of the song is quite clear, and you'll see why in a moment when we're going to analyze the lyrics. However, before starting, I have a bit of statement, not much on the meaning, but more on the style of the song. Because Shablo was very clear about the fact that this song represented a fusion. In fact, the key words, if you will, concerning this song are mix and fusion. Because not only in this song welcomes different types of music. As I said, we have rap, we have hip hop, we have soul, EDM maybe, I don't know, like I'm more on the lyrics, I'm more expert on lyrics than actual music, as I said several times. And also generations, because of course the three singers lending their voices for the song are from three different generations. Among them, Joshua is the youngest. So that said, let's check out the lyrics. I am going, however, before starting, I'm going to put 15 mani avanti because there is a lot of hip hop, rap, and also references to this world that came and was born in US and then spread throughout the world. But the origin of rap and hip hop, we can say it is, we can find it in the US. Now, I don't know much about this because it's not a genre that I listen to. Also, like, I'm a very casual music listener, like I listen to music to match my mood basically, but I don't listen to rap. So there are references that I try to understand, I will try to point out, but don't quote me on that. If experts or like people passionate about rap and hip hop notice specific references that I don't mention, or if my explanation is not appropriate, just let me know in the comments, because of course I don't know, guys. I did my best. I asked a bit of help from Alex, because on the other side he really loves rap and hip hop. But of course he could help me as much. That said, let's dive into the lyrics, and let's start from the chorus, because the intro of the song, it is also the chorus, which is sung by Joshua, because as I said, we have 3 voices in this song. One is Joshua, one is Gue, and one is Tormento. So we start with the voice of Joshua plus the chorus. È una street song. It's a street song. As you can see, we already start with English. The English you will see here, it is mainly a US English due to the influence of rap and hip hop. Street song in Italian would be canzone di strada. Okay, song is canzone, street used as an adjective in this occasion would be di strada. Per dare quello che ho. To give what I have. Brucerò fino alla fine. I'll burn until the end. Chiuso tra cemento e smog. Lock between concrete and smog. Here I guess that the hints, like there is hinting at big cities in Italy, and also a bit to the situation of certain cities in US, because to be fair, it is true that we have high levels of smog in certain cities like Milan. Joshua is from Milan, if I remember correctly. And again, the use of concrete, it is a practice typical of modern age. It is true that you see concrete in Italy, but not as much. We have a lot of historical buildings, and in those cases you can't really use too much concrete. Houses themselves are often made with bricks, so the employment of concrete in Italy to build buildings is not that common. That's why I think this is another reference, another homage to US rap culture. And also, as I was saying, the smog is typical of certain cities, but the main cities in Italy. If you go in South Italy, for example, the majority of the cities are quite fine. We have the tendency of accumulate due to the morphology of the terrain and how the cities are placed in the north, and due to this combo we have a lot of smog stagnating in the north, but in the center and in the south usually the air is very high quality. È una street song. It's a street song. Qui la gente muore e vive. Here people die and live, senza soldi e alternative, without money and alternatives. L'unica cosa che so, the only thing I know. Now, we have in the chorus clearly explain what's the point of the song, which is pretty much denounce how certain parts of the population live nowadays. Not only in Italy, but pretty much in the whole world, I would say. Specifically, it is probably to point out the fact that there are certain blocks, certain zones of cities, mainly the big cities, where you have a concentration of poverty. Because in big cities, usually you have the richest zones, the richest neighborhoods, and then you have those zones that tend to cater to people who are in difficulty. In Italy, for example, we have the richest zones towards the center, and farther you go from the center, worse the zones are. Of course, each city has certain blocks that are specifically notorious. My city, Turin, have like 2 or 3 because they are quite famous for their criminality rates. But yeah, and it is, of course, not something that happens only in Italy, but it is common of many places. And usually people living in these zones or blocks live but struggle mainly. And this is true pretty much no matter the country. And then we have the first verse, and we have the switch concerning the voice between Joshua and Gue. Here I'm going to read how it is said in the song. 24 H 7 su 7 non-stop, which means 24/7 non-stop. Again, 24/7, it is a way of saying that probably we imported from English. We don't use the compact form 24/7, but usually we say 24 ore, so 24 hours su 24, so 24 ore su 24, because we count on 24 hours, not only 12 a.m. p.m. So we have 24 ore su 24, 7 giorni su 7. This is pretty much how it is used in Italian 24/7. As you can see, we tend to be more explicit and not abbreviate with 24/7. Here there is a middle way. Siamo in sbatti per arrivare al top. We are in a hurry, like to get to the top. Of course, here we can see something very colloquial. You will see that there is a lot of English mixed to Italian, and specifically sbatti, essere in sbatti. It is a colloquial way of saying to say that you are in hurry, you are putting your energy, you are grinding if you want. We are on the grind. You can translate it like this as well. But it doesn't have the same meaning everywhere in Italy. So it is a colloquial way of saying, but not everyone in the whole of Italy will understand. Tu fai chatti chatti. Io faccio parlare il mio flow. You chatty chatty, I let my flow speak. As you can see, instead of tu fai parla parla, usually accompanied by this gesture, here we find the chatty chatty, which is the English version of parla parla. And of course we have the flow mentioned, because the flow is almost a technical, if more typical term when you reference hip hop and rap. So there is not really a translation in Italian. In this case, I understand why we kinda have to keep the English term. The English term, it is used as masculine. In fact, we see il mio flow, where il mio is masculine, because there is a rule, general rule with exceptions of course, but the general rule in Italian is that if you take a word from another language, you consider it masculine and you don't declinate it. So it doesn't change according to the gender, it doesn't change according to the number, and it stays masculine. Non ti danno abbracci, qua sei da solo nel block. They don't give you hugs, here you are alone in the block. Again, block, I would say it is a term more used in US English. And we don't really have, again, a word with the exact same meaning. Because as usual, maybe you can have a word that is technically the translation, but if you don't consider the cultural nuance behind it, it is not the same. If we go and take a block from a city in Italy and we compare it to a block from US, of course, maybe you have some points matching, but you also have differences because the culture and the whole country is different. So I understand exactly, like I was saying with flow, why it makes sense to keep the original, okay, without translating it. And as I was saying, also in this case, we have it masculine because it is a word taken from English. Io le mando baci, lei che per me è la più hot. I send her kisses, she who for me is the hottest. Now, again, we have hot used as visually appealing, attractive person, because you can't really translate it literally in Italian, because hot, literally translated, is caldo, okay? But saying that someone is caldo or calda in Italian doesn't have the same nuance in English. Usually in Italian, when you say, I don't know, siete caldi, like, are you hot? It means like, are you ready? Probably because it is a reference to the fact that when you do the warm-up, before doing physical activities, your body temperature rises. That's why it is a warm-up, or in Italian, riscaldamento. So it is a way to say, are you ready? Like, did you do the warm-up? But if you say that someone is caldo or calda, it doesn't mean they are attractive. At least probably there are some communities mixing English to Italian, and in that case it might have the same meaning because they change it, but normally I can't assure it. Okay, in Italian didn't take these ones yet. Probably in certain contexts, but usually it doesn't. Every now and then I turn around because I have one of the turtles who's doing Spider-Man, so I need to check that it doesn't do weird things. Because I have one of the turtles that climbs a thing that they have in the aquarium to dive, because apparently has fun diving in the aquarium. But the issue is that the aim is not the best yet, so I have to check on the turtle. Anyway, mi dicevi taci, ora però sono il goat. You told me to shut up. Technically, you told me shut up. But now I am the goat. Again, GOAT stands for greatest of all times, and it is another term that is taken from English. Qua giù, odi e ami, a giudicarmi è Dio. Down here, you hate and love, probably implied, however, after we die, it's God who judges me. Amo la mia mami, amo sti mani e l'hip hop. I love my mom, I love this money and hip hop. As I said several times, in Italian money is soldi, plural. Unlike English, soldi is not a collective noun. In fact, we have il soldo, i soldi, and to mean money, we use i soldi. Then we have, once again, the chorus sung by Joshua. È una street song. It's a street song. Per dare quello che ho, to give what I have. Brucerò fino alla fine, I'll burn until the end, chiuso tra cemento e smog. Locked between concrete and smog. È una street song, it's a street song. Qui la gente muore e vive, here people die and live, senza soldi e alternative, without money and alternatives. L'unica cosa che so. The only thing I know. I also forget to mention, as usual, that la gente, so the people, in Italian is singular, and so we have to conjugate the verbs singular, while in English usually it is conjugated plural because it is considered as the ensemble, so like of people, so several people together, thus ideally plural. Then we have the verse number 2, and this one is sung by Tormento. Suona dal basso questo gospel. This gospel plays from below. Because in Italian, when you play a song, play a music, we actually use the verb to sound, suonare, ok? È la voce di chi raccoglie le forze. It is the voice of those who gather strength. Nonostante tutto, mette da parte i forse. Despite everything, those who implied put aside the maybes, because the whole sentence would be è la voce di chi raccoglie le forze, nonostante tutto, implied di chi mette da parte i forze. Qui vince la legge del più forte. Here, the law of the strongest wins. Here we have a classic example of how in Italian you can switch the verb and the subject, because the subject is the law of the strongest and the verb is wins. In Italian, instead of having qui la legge del più forte, subject, vince, verb, we have vince la legge del più forte, so an inversion. È rap, è blues, è gin and juice. It's rap, it's blues, it's gin and juice, which is a reference, as I promised, we have them, to Gin and Juice, a song by the US rapper Snoop Dogg released in 1994. I got it. Fai il mio nome 3 volte, Beetlejuice. Say my name 3 times, Beetlejuice. Now, of course, it was to rhyme. Beetlejuice is a poltergeist who helps people get rid of unwanted guests by scaring them away. There is a movie with the same name, and in this movie, these poltergeist can be summoned by saying the name 3 times. Suona ancora più forte, bad and bougie. Play even louder, bad and bougie. Now, here I needed a bit of to ask the help of my consultant, because Alex explained me that bad and bougie is a hip-hop slang for something, and I quote from the Urban Dictionary, luxurious in lifestyle, yet humble in character. What in Italian we would say, ma resto umile. Rock and roll, lo sai, party and bullshit. Rock and roll, you know, party and bullshit. Now, again, we have basically all the rhymes are references. And Party and Bullshit is a song by the US hip-hop artist, the notorious B.I.G. I'm not sure how to pronounce these names. I'm very sorry and ignorant concerning these matters. And it comes from more or less the same hip-hop period of Gin and Juice, and in fact it was released in 1993. These songs are older than me, wow. Anyway, we have then a bridge that is going to lead us towards the ending of the song, and the bridge is sung once again by Joshua. La voce del blocco suonerà più forte. The voice of the block will sound louder. As I was explaining before, blocco is a literal translation of block. However, it is not a term that in Italian is used with the same meaning of US English. For example, I don't know if other types of English use block as well, because as much as I understood, a block is a neighborhood with specific characteristics. But in Italian, usually when we refer to specific zones of the city, we say un quartiere. Probably quartiere would be the closest concept to block. We use, but like the issue is that quartiere, it is more neighborhood, because we are used to have the cities divide into squares, and that's why we have quartieri, okay? Other like zones, we have like le zone di una città, but blocco, I never heard it with the same nuance that has in certain types of English. Per quelle volte che ci hanno chiuso le porte. For those times that they closed the doors to us. E ho solo una word, and I have only one word. Se dico che hai la mia parola. If I say you have my word. Like here these two lines are a play on words. Because of course he didn't want to repeat parola 2 times. Probably was Joshua felt it redundant. And so we have the same word but in 2 different languages. Lo sanno I miei G, my G's know. Questa è la way that we live. This is the way that we live. In Italian it would be questa è la maniera or il modo in cui viviamo. Or è il nostro modo di vivere. Here, of course, all these English expressions I imagine are a homage, a tribute to US English being the source of the genre of the song. Now, lo sanno I miei G, my G know, I had again to ask my consultant, Alex, so like, I wash my hands of any responsibility concerning this translation because Alex and the Urban Dictionary told me that my G used to mean originally my gangster, so like the members of the same gang I belong to, but then it became more family friendly, and so now it can hint at my guys, like a little bit like my people, okay? People who can guarantee for me that I keep my word. And then the song ends with a repetition of the chorus, because as an outro, the chorus is repeated 2 times. Between the first and the second, we have a bridge, but only musically speaking, without words. So we have, once again, repeated 2 times. È una street song, it's a street song, per dare quello che ho, to give what I have. Brucerò fino alla fine, I'll burn until the end, chiuso tra cemento e smog, locked between concrete and smog. È una street song, it's a street song. Qui la gente muore e vive. Here people die and live. Senza soldi e alternative. Without money and alternatives. L'unica cosa che so. The only thing I know. And that was the lyrics of La mia parola by Shablo featuring Gue, Joshua and Tormento. Now, it is time for some gossip. Well, to be fair, there wasn't much gossip concerning this song because, like, the only gossip, the only problem, if you will, I can give you is pretty much the fact that it ranked 18th, so quite low. Probably because in Italy, rap, hip hop, and all these genres are still a bit more taken as something foreigner, okay? Yeah, fun fact, there was this question going on during Sanremo because it was like, but technically, since Shablo is the composer, okay, and the voices are Gue, Joshua, and Tormento, are going Joshua, Gue, and Tormento going with him? Also, like, I don't think this song would have been very difficult to bring to the Eurovision, because as far as I know, um like auto-tune and any type of effect is banned, I guess. And this song like has a bit of reverb and whatnot because it's the composition. Probably not much of a problem, because then like it is very much soul um, and hip hop. So, for example, for Gwen Tormento, no problem because they just rap their parts. I don't know about Joshua because being very soul, his part, mainly in the chorus, having the chorus with him made like it was amazing. I don't know if at Eurovision Song Contest you can have the chorus. And I don't know, honestly, like how this type of songs are managed at the Eurovision. So I have no clue, but let's say there was no risk because, as I was explaining, rap and hip hop are seen in Italy like something not, it's not ours, it's something foreigner, okay? This was definitely not the typical Sanremo song. It was a song of criticism against society, so no breakups. It was a hip hop, blues, souls, rap, and whatnot, so not the classic love ballad, if you will. And due to the presence of rap, I was quite sure there was no way this would have won. Surely it ranked the turtle. No nostalgia indeed, but don't worry. Don't worry, it's coming. Before of the end of the week, we'll have our weekly quota of nostalgia. But as I was saying, we don't really have rap. Like rap, it is still very niche in Italy. It is like rappers are not well seen, are seen as cheap singer, mainly trappers who are trying to mimic US. So it is not something concerning Italy. It is a bit felt like it's not our thing. Okay, it's not our thing. We cannot, in fact, escape it because, my dear Gaso, if we talk about Sanremo songs, at least once per week, we need the nostalgia song. Definitely, this song musically is my favorite, alongside with La Tana del Granchio by Bresh. We are going to talk about it on Friday. And Anima e Core by our lovely Serena Brancale. Bravissima, bellissima, purissima, levissima. Tutti glissimi. The voice of Joshua is so incredibly soothing. if I may. And it is what balances very well in this song the voices of Tormento and Gue. Of course, rapping, so having a different type of flow, but bravissima e bellissima, indeed, Gaso, bravissima. And so like we have Joshua, Tormento and Gue balancing each other very well in the song. Probably that's why it is so good. It is a song that during Sanremo nobody really talked about. In fact, like I didn't really find any any interviews because it was like nice, and then like people insulting each other over the top five basically. And in fact, like there are many people like like many people saying after the ending, oh, I didn't notice we had this song, because with Sanremo you have to know, you have to understand that usually we have that bunch of songs everyone like discusses about, and then there are like a lot of songs that are nice and very beautiful, but nobody talks about them because there is not much gossip concerning them. But now probably is going to go more on the radio, and people are going to discover that we had also La Mia Parola in Sanremo, and they were like, I missed that. But yeah, like underestimated, too low, if you ask me. But to be fair, I was surprised that they managed to rank them so high, because I wanted it higher, but I was kind of like hopeless about the fact that would have been among the lowest in the lowest ranks. And yet like I wanted at least in my heart it was at least in top 10. The every song concerning love, breakups and whatnot, for me, like it doesn't have my vote, okay? So like for me in top 10, all the songs not about love and nostalgia, because at certain point I am filled until here. So also like I love the voice of Joshua, so probably I am not very fair and objective about it, but I mean, not bad. Everything considered, uh, everything considered, they did good. Yeah, basically, yeah. But because at certain point, you either learn to love the love songs typical of Sanremo, or you just are like, no, I had enough. I had enough. Please stop. And in fact, usually my favorite songs are always ranking very low because they are not love songs. It is a struggle, guys. It is a struggle. Uh, the only times where something changes is because the song is very very good, like with La Noia. Also, we also have to say that the fact that Angelina Mango managed to rank first, it is because she is the child of a very famous Italian singer. She comes from Amici, which is a program, like a show in Italy, where the participants are singers, actors, dancers, and whatnot. So also winning this show helps a lot. It's a bit like winning, I don't know, The Voice, X Factor, this type of show. I have the turtle climbing again. Yeah, Mahmoud robbed definitely, and also like I was appreciating. Jesus, my turtle is jump scaring me because he knows that I'm watching him like to check if he's okay or not, and he waits for me to turn around to dive. Uh, I didn't expect my turtles to be that smart, at least one of them. Um, but yeah, for example, I also liked Mahmoud because it wasn't about nostalgia and breakup and love songs. I was surprised last year because we had a podium with a good amount of non-love songs. But again, Mahmoud managed to arrive there also because he has a lot of fans. Uh, for example, Gueyes has a lot of fans. He's he's famous, but in the end, being all rappers, they are still niche singers, so they are not supported by a big fan base like Mahmood, or as it was with Angelina Mango, or for example this year Ollie. Okay, so of course having a big fan base who's going to vote for you in the what we call the televoto. So because of course the ranking of Sanremo is based on the voting system by the press, the voting system by the TV, radio, so the music specialists, and then of course each category has representatives, and then we have the vote from the audience, like sending texts and whatnot. I guess it's the same principle of Eurovision, I'm not sure. And of course since the vote from the audience, it counts for the 34% of the vote, having a strong fan base is fundamental. Probably they managed to rank so high, higher than I expected, at least, also thanks to the fan base. But I also know that in the end, both the press and the representative of the press and the representatives of the radio, TV, social media, and whatnot were quite happy. In fact, the song received good. Good evaluations concerning the lyrics. Even I didn't expect it because using English, using everything that is not Italian, French is still accepted and seen as a plus, un quid pluris of addition to the song. But usually dialect in English are seen like easy shortcuts. So I was actually surprised that they received the lyrics were have been appreciated. Probably because in this case the English language, so English was used in a smart way. So not just to put random words because it's cool, but with meaning. Like there is meaning in the vocabulary in English. Like the English vocabulary present in the song is well picked. Okay, well chosen. Oh yeah, the whole we are going to talk about that when we are going to talk about Ipe me tu pete by Juliet, because oh my god, there was like a whole thing about it. Also, like fun fact, every year, like I swear to God, 2025, but every year since they implemented the vote from the audience, which is quite recent. Um, every time there are problems because the server crashes, the telephonic infrastructure cannot bear so many messages. So some messages are lost in the ether, they don't count. So every time the vote from the audience is messed up and they don't know how to fix it. It is incredible. I don't like, truly. Anyway, this was pretty much everything I had to say about the song. As I said at the beginning, probably I miss certain references, I miss certain details, so don't worry, just let me know in the comments. Besides that, let me know what you think of the song, music, lyrics, whatever. And that said, thank you everyone for watching and arrivederci.